Hello, everyone, and welcome to something kind of interesting. Certainly something that I've never been a part of before. Today we're going to do a benchmark test on my brand spanking new gaming PC for Black Myth Wukong. This benchmarking tool just released overnight here on Steam. And what we're going to do is we're going to run this at various different qualities to see the differences. Now, my PC can do 1080p at 120 hertz, 120 frames per second. It could then do varying resolutions at 60 frames per second all the way up to 4K. So I can even play games at 4K 60 frames. But the question is, this is a brand new game. My PC's only a week old. Can it handle this game at high settings, right? We're going to find out. I'm curious. So I guess let's start it up. Let's see what happens here. So currently I'm running 1080p, 120 hertz. That's what my PC's running at. All right, so we'll do this first. Let's play the benchmark tool. Okay. See how this works. Lucas Nooker says, try keeping the ray tracing off. It seems to cut the frame rate in half. Yikes. That's not cool. See what happens here. Yeah, Modding Showcases says, yeah, don't use ray tracing. It's brutal even for RTX 4090. Do I want to allow public and private act? What the hell is this stick? I say allow. Yes. Now what happened? You fucking stupid thing. There. Uh-oh. Come on, man. All right, it's coming back. Hold on, it's coming back. Shader compilation successful. Text in English, yes. Okay, the pattern is faintly visible, so yes. What? It's a benchmark. Why do I have to sign an agreement for a benchmark test? Game science. Okay. See what happens here. I like the cursor. Fancy. Black Myth Wukong. Press any button. Right? Okay. Benchmark settings. Purchase now or exit. Settings. So benchmark. Display frame rate information on. Loop the benchmark off. Allow data collection. Language of English. So display, right? Select the width, monitor, or television the game should occupy. I can't really do anything with that. We just adjusted the screen brightness. Display mode borderless, yeah. Aspect ratio automatic, sure. We're currently at 1080. We'll start at 1080 and we'll test it. Frame rate cap. Apply a maximum limit to the game's frame rate. Let's not do that. And VSync. I guess we'll have to see. Let's see what happens, right? And by the way, motion blur, we don't want any, do we? Like, motion blur sucks. I hate motion blur in games. What do you guys think about motion blur? Should we leave it on for this test, or should we disable it for the test? I hate motion blur in video games. It bothers me. I disabled it in Street Fighter 6, and the game looks so much better, I feel. What do you guys think? Piper says leave it on. No motion blur, says 672. Turn it off. Motion blur stinks. Motion blur duty. Motion blur makes the image quality worse. Off. Motion blur off. Okay, so this should be uncapped frame rate up to 120 frames at 1080p. Fair enough. Okay. Applies the recommended graphics quality settings. So that's what we have down here. So DLSS is on. Full ray tracing is off. Okay. So people have said leave the ray tracing off. It'll look much better. Everything else is on very high. See that? So let's not do the full ray tracing. Okay. Audio, not a big deal. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good to, I think we're good now. That was our benchmark, our settings. Yep. Okay. All right, we're going to do it. Benchmark. Here we go. Let's see how this looks. 1080p. 120 frames for me. 60 frames for you guys. Why does it say current FPS 0? Current FPS 120. Look at this. Oh, what's the cursor doing here? Wow, looks nice, huh? Yeah, this is great, amazing 120 frame rate. Wow. You guys seeing 60, I'm seeing 120. This is cool going on a river. Whee! I have 120, 130? I hit 130 frames, it claims. I can't even do that. I can't display that on my TV. I can only see 120. Woohoo! This is exciting. Hopefully there's going to be, like, other things than just the river, though, right? Oh, look at that creature. An anthropomorphic fox. I wonder if there's a real river in the game that you go down. Fight monsters. So I'm not going to be a solid 120. I'm going to be like slightly under from what it looks like. It's going to be variable for me. See, I'm like 116, 118. Pretty good. I mean, this would be what I play the game on then. Because if I go 4K, I get the feeling it's going to dip, right? Yeah, you see some dips there. Still looks amazing, though, right? It looks really good. Whee! We're going to temple. That's cool. It's neat. It's like you're on a drone ride. A drone camera ride. Through the game. Yeah, it's been over 100 the whole time, so that's amazing, right? I mean, that means the game's going to run so smooth, and it's going to be so good to react when you're trying to do stuff. Because, again, a game like this, since you die fast, you're going to want to react fast, and that's excellent. So people are saying I might want to cap it at a certain level. Maybe. Perhaps. Wow, look at the lighting and everything. It's amazing, right? Look at that. How the lighting hits those rooftops. Makes it look so cool. Neat. Was that it? Is that the whole thing? So, average was 122 frames per second, but I can only see 120. The low fifth was 109. VRAM, 5.6 gigabytes of my VRAM was used. This is cool. It shows all your stats. Oh, it's excellent. It shows everything, huh? It was only using 5.6 gigs of my VRAM out of the 16. So a few things we could tweak, right? Number one, we could turn on ray tracing. We did need VSync, right? Did you see it desyncing at all? I don't think it desynced, so I don't think that we didn't see any screen tearing. So I don't think we need the VSync. The VSync was off. I don't think we'll need it. Lucas says, benchmarks are actually designed to stress your hardware. The actual gameplay can be smoother. Expect to achieve your average frame rate. Cool. Yeah. Turn texture quality up to cinematic. Turn off DLSS and frame generation. Everyone wants me to do something different. All right, hold on. So how do I get out of here? Exit? Oh, I don't want to exit. I want to return. How do I return? Oh, not rerun. I guess we do exit. I didn't see any screen tearing. All right. Do we want to do it again, and this time with some more settings enabled, since it ran so well? So if we go to... Do we want frame rate cap? 120. We'll do a frame rate cap of 120. Okay. I don't think we need VSync, right? I don't think we need it at all, right? It was... I didn't see any tearing. So I think we're good there. We had the DLSS, super resolution sampling. It enables frame generation. Frame generation can significantly improve your frame rate. What do you think I should do? Excuse me. And should I try the ray tracing? Should I try ray tracing? On. We'll do on. They're still suggesting medium. Let's try it with medium. Let's do ray tracing with medium and see what happens. Or do you want very high? Very high? Okay, we'll do very high. Oh, God. Why is it not confirmed? Okay. So this is just a restart, so I should exit and reopen it, right? Okay. Go again. Hopefully it saved all my my stuff. Okay. We didn't do 4K yet. We will. But let's do 1080p with ray tracing now. That's what we're doing. Ray tracing and a frame rate lock at 120 because I can't see above 120 regardless. Okay. So this should all be set. Let's make sure it didn't redo it or undo anything. Nope, it did the frame rate cap. It saved everything. Yep. Okay, it saved. Okay, let's run it again. Ready? What about the cinematic thing? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So this is what ray tracing on max. Let's see what happens here, man. Watch it run at like 10 frames. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Get ready. Oh, okay, here we go. We're at 85 frames. So we actually did manage above 60 even with the ray tracing. I definitely can see the lighting has improved. You can see the detail in the shadows and everything moving. Look. Look how the shadows are moving realistically like a tree there on the rock. You see that? It's still playable. I mean, it's 80 frames. It's definitely still playable. To me, it just looks smooth because I'm so used to seeing 60 frames. I'm not noticing a frame rate difference. It just looks very smooth to me. Dragonito says, yes, your 4070 Ti Super is a great graphics card. Yeah, it's handling this well. I mean, this is 1080p, but it's handling it well with ray tracing, right? Does the ray tracing... Oh, yeah, it affects the water. Look, his torch is reflecting off the water. See that? That's neat. That's really neat. I like that. Whoa, the lighting looks so sick on the water. Frame generation is recommended if you use ray tracing on any game. I am doing that. I'm using it, so. Yeah, look, the lighting is really nice now. And probably at night it'll look even better. Yeah, this is cool. All right. What do you guys think? Should I use ray tracing when I play this game next week? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do 1080p. Unlocked frame rate, ray tracing on, right? Pretty nice. But we will test 4K. We will. We're going to test 4K to see how that pans out as well. I'm curious how that's going to work. Pretty nice. A lot of graphical details. The leaves are floating in the air. See that? Oh, yeah. Look at this. This looks even better with the ray tracing on. Look at the lighting now. It's even slightly better than before. The fog and everything is nice. Wow. Sweet. All right. So now, so here we go. Here's our results. Minimum was 72 frames. This time it used 7.2 gigs of my VRAM instead of 5.6. So it did increase usage. Okay. Cool. Some people are saying try cinematic quality. So apparently there's another quality level you can do with cinematic. Let's try that. And then we'll do 4K and see what we can actually get at 4K, which I don't think we're going to do very well at 4K, to be honest. Not that I need 4K for a game like this, right? This is not a narrative-based game where you're going to really give a shit. Okay, so what was it? It was graphics preset, cinematic. Oh Lord. Look, the current settings exceed recommended settings. They may lead to performance issues. Wow, cinematic. So what about, if I do that, I do this. What if I turn ray tracing down to medium, right? Or maybe no ray tracing in this case. No ray tracing, but go cinematic instead. And see what the difference is. Should we do that? Let's try that. Let's go full cinematic. No ray tracing at all. And let's see what frame rate we get. Let's try this. I have to do a restart again? Oh. 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 I'm so disgusted. I have to restart this program. Come on. Lucas thinks I want to play it in 4K 60 frames. We'll see in a sec. So let's do this again. This will have no ray tracing, but we're going to go cinematic at 1080p and see what frame rate I get. Where did I get the 4070? I stole it. I busted into a warehouse and I just stole a 4070 Ti supercard right out of a box. It's in my gaming PC. What are you asking me that for, Big Mac? Where did you think I got it from? Okay. All right. So the settings are 1080p, no ray tracing, but everything is now set to cinematic quality. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. I stole it Sly Cooper style. There you go. All right. We're at 107. So we went from around 120 down to around 100 frames to get the cinematic style. But you can see, look at the shadows. They're not nearly as good as before. You can see the detail wasn't there. You can see there's not as much movement, realistic tree movement in the shadow. I distinctly see a difference with no ray tracing. The water doesn't look nearly as good. See that? So we're seeing maximum detail in the environment, but the lighting quality is significantly reduced. I can actually... This is crazy. I've never been able to do stuff like this before. I can actually see the changes, for sure. The character models will look better. The environmental stuff will look better, but the lighting not so good. Will that torch reflect in the water? No! The torch does not reflect in the water at all without the ray tracing on. See that? Ah, very interesting. This is still very playable, right? I don't need the ray tracing. So I guess the choice is, do I want cinematic quality with ray tracing? No, excuse me. Do I want cinematic quality but no ray tracing? Or do I want full ray tracing but the very high quality? So if I play at 1080p, those are my decisions I have to make. In a game like this, would I even notice the ray tracing? Try it with cinematic and ray tracing? What are you, crazy? You know that's going to destroy the frame rate. There's no way. There's no way I could do cinematic and ray tracing. That's not going to work. I'll try it if you really want me to, but I don't think it's going to work. People want me to do it. Okay. We're going to have to restart again. It makes me restart it every time I enable or disable ray tracing. Okay. Okay. All right. Excuse me. All right, we're doing it. Cinematic quality. Full on ray tracing. Let's see how this goes. Push it to the limit. Dancing on the razor's edge. All right, here we go. Here we go. Prepare your butts. Open up the limit. Oh. Oh. 81? We're still at 81? Okay, we're at 70 now. Dude, seriously? With full ray tracing on and cinematic, we got this going. It's still at 80? Damn. You can see, yep, you can see the lighting's better again. You can see all the detail in the lighting on the rocks. You can see the transparency of the water now, which you couldn't see before. You can see the ripples in the water. Yeah, we're still above 60. Damn. Will we see the torch reflection? We should. We should. Yeah, the water looks so much better, right? Transparency of the water is sick. There's the torch reflection. It's gorgeous. Look at the reflection of the torch. That is so cool. 69, 68. We're pushing 60 now. We're pushing 60. Oh, 66. Oh, 66. Oh. 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 Okay. It hasn't hit 60 yet. It got 66 was the lowest. So we could play, when I play this next week, we may be doing this. Full ray tracing, cinematic quality, 1080p. This may be the way. But I want to try 4K. I want to delve into 4K. Carlos says just cap the FPS to 60 then. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It'll look super smooth. Just keep it at 60, and it'll look smooth as hell. Frame generation is probably doubling your frame rate, so the game is really running at half, but who cares? If we're seeing the frames, who cares if frame generation is doubling the frame rate or not? Right? That's the whole point of having the technology, isn't it? Is there a complaint? I don't see a complaint. I'm not complaining. I think that's fine. Right? There's no issue with that. Cool. All right. So those are the 1080p tests. That's pretty beastly. So the minimum it went down to was 65. That's amazing. Okay. So now let's go ahead and let's delve into 4K. So let's exit the benchmark and make my desktop 4K first of all. I'm going to make the computer run at 4K first. Okay. Exit. No. Who cares about fake frames? If you see the frames, they exist. I don't care if they're fake or not. What? Fake frames. Okay. Display. We're going 4K, buddy. We're going 4K, everyone. Whoa! Whoa! 4K, bro. Ooh, why is it? Why did this pop up? Close that. Uh-oh. What happened? Keep these display settings? Yes. That was weird. Okay. Unless it's going to be 60 frames now. Yep, 60 frames. That's my max at 4K. Okay. Cool. Now, look what it did. Look how small it shrunk the Sea of Stars icon. It's like microscopic now. Okay. Excuse me. Steam closed? Why did Steam close? No, it didn't. Okay. All right. So now we try this. Frame generation does add some input lag. Yeah, but is it going to add an insane amount of input lag? If it adds a tiny bit, I don't care. You know? This is not playing Street Fighter 6 online. It's going to be an offline game. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. Okay, so now let's change everything, right? So we're going to go 4K. Frame rate of one. We'll leave it at 120, but you know, I don't think we need that. We're definitely not gonna have VSync. Let's turn the VSync off, but let's leave everything else at cinematic. Okay, so pure 4K, no VSync at all. Okay. And let's exit, restart it. So pure 4K, no VSync whatsoever. And let's see how this runs. All right. Ready? Do it again. No ray tracing. What did I say? I meant to say ray tracing. So, okay, let's say that again. 4K resolution, okay? Cinematic quality, no ray tracing at all. All right. Hold on to your butts, everyone. Ready? Here we go. How's it gonna run? 4K, no ray tracing, but everything's cinematic level. Ooh, boy. You ready? Here it comes. Oh, nice and choppy. 81. No, never mind. 81. 80. 82. We're at 80, guys. We're at 80. Even at 4K. No ray tracing, but... And cinematic quality as well. Cinematic. How cinematic is this? Look at this. See? You said 40 to 50 probably. Dude, we're at 80. 70, 80. 70, 80. It's gorgeous. Definitely, I can see the difference between 1080 and this. You can see way more detail in the trees and everything. For sure. Yeah. It's amazing. But no torch reflection in the water. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Abu says, no torch reflection. What a turnoff for me. Oh. Uninstall the game right now, man. No torch reflections. I can't play this. Yeah, Zizo says, this is beautiful at 4K, but if you turn on the ray tracing, it's gonna dip. We'll try it. We'll try it. Hey, dude, if I want to play this at 4K, man, if I don't care about ray tracing, this looks sick too, right? This is sick. Thank you to Chopper Dave, who just became a channel member. I appreciate that, Chopper Dave. Thanks for the support. It hasn't dipped. Actually, it hasn't dipped below 70. Remember, at 1080p with full ray tracing, it got to like 65. So you know with full ray tracing, this is going to go below 60. It's definitely going to go below 60. The CPU could probably cook eggs right now. I don't think you've seen my PC. This PC is insane with the amount of cooling and shit that it has. It's wild what they put in this Thermaltake case. It's the craziest like cooling system I've ever seen. Seriously. Okay. So, look at that. Dang. All right. So now we're gonna go ray tracing, and you know it's gonna kill it. Then so it's gonna be the trade-off is if I want the ray tracing, I'm gonna have to play at 1080p. If I don't care about the ray tracing, I can play at 4K. That's gonna be my trade-off, right? Guys, you keep forgetting I can't play at 1440p. We tried, remember? And my capture device doesn't support it. I can't do 1440p. It won't work. Because some people are saying, why don't you do middle ground at 1440p? Remember, we tried? It doesn't work. I don't have that pass-through ability. It's only 1080 or 4K. Because remember, it was saying no. It was saying nothing detected when we tried it. It wouldn't find it. So this external capture card doesn't do the 1440p stuff. Okay, so now let's enable the ray tracing, right? So do we want to do Do we really want to go very high, or should we go with like medium? Right? Let's try medium. Let's be daring and dangerous, okay? And try medium. I think high is a very lost cause, right? Okay. All right. Do medium a shot. Ready? So this is 4K cinematic medium ray tracing we're about to try. My cursor became microscopic. Look at that. I just noticed. The cursor's like super tiny now. Okay. Here we go. All right, Derek, I'll see you tonight. I didn't even know you were here. Get ready. I don't think it's going to work. I think this is going to be choppy as hell. That's what I'm predicting. 81? Wait, what? At 4K cinematic quality, medium ray tracing, we're running at 70 frames? How is this possible? How is this possible? I don't know. How is this possible? You tell me. Oh, you know what? I just noticed some screen tearing. Did you guys just see a little bit of screen tearing? I just saw some screen tearing. Yeah, there's screen tearing. You can see it. In the river? Yes. Yes, there is screen tearing. So, there you go. And, because we only have it on medium ray tracing, no torch reflection in the river. The water looks good, but it didn't do the torch reflection. I'm not seeing much screen tearing now. We saw it early on, though. But that was the first time I even noticed any screen tearing, right? Yeah, there's more tearing. No, I saw more tearing. Yep, yeah, there's tearing. So I don't know if I would want to do this. I don't want to know if I want to play with screen tearing. That's going to bother me. Yeah. I feel like... I do. I feel like the screen tearing isn't worth the trade-off. And if you turn VSync on, that will definitely kill everything, right? I'll see you tonight, Jade. It's on and off. I don't see it right now, but I saw it at 2 different points. Which means, you know what's going to happen is when you get to big boss fights and crazy amount of enemies on the screen, it's going to start tearing and drive you nuts. So, I don't know if it's worth it then. Oh, good point. That's actually a good point. Someone just said it's probably tearing because it's trying to generate above 60 frames, but your TV can only run at 4K 60. I didn't even think about that. You know what? That's a good point. So you know what we got to do? We got to cap it at 60. 4K, I can only see 60. That's absolutely true. I didn't even think about that at all. Okay. So let's do... let's cap it at 60. Yup. And then let's do full ray tracing. Oh! Full ray tracing, cap it at 60. Let's do it. Here we go. Here we go. 4K, cinematic, full ray tracing, cap at 60. Dang, it looks good. It looks so good. Look at the water. The water looks insane. But they're screen tearing. Ah, they're still screen tearing. So it wasn't that, guys. They're still screen tearing. Yeah. I noticed it. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's bad. You can see it in the rocks. They're screen tearing. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, 58. 58 frames. Ooh, 57 frames. 57. Oh. Oh, 57 frames. Oh, I'm going to get chacked in the heart. Stabbed in the heart. Oh. 56. No. 56 frames. Oh, I can't take it. No. No, not 56 frames. But we have torch reflection. We have 55 frames. Oh, no. Oh, I'm a plebeian. I'm a plebeian. 55 frames. Oh. Oh. Oh, there's tons of screen tearing. Do you guys see it too? There's tons of screen tearing here. Yeah, this ain't worth it. Screen tearing will drive me nuts. Screen tearing will drive me absolutely nuts. So, people are saying turn VSync on, but if I do, it's going to lower frame rate more, isn't it? Actually, VSync will actually add a bunch of input delay too, right? Yeah. Well, guys, I'm sorry. This PC, it can't handle 4K, cinematic quality, full VSync. So I think I'm just going to have to throw this PC out. It seems inferior. It's not up to my standards. I can't use an inferior PC. The screen tearing is unacceptable. It's going right in the trash after this benchmark test. I'm sorry, everybody. No more PC gaming for me. What a piece of garbage, right? That's right. Flew too close to the sun. No. No, I cannot do 1440p. My capture device doesn't support it. All right. So, the average was 59. The lowest... Oh, 54. Look, 54 frames. Oh. Oh. Oh, I can't live with that. No way. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry. No, well, that was high ray tracing. We could put it on medium and it would be solid 60. But there was still some screen tearing. All right, here's the final one I want to do then, okay? Here's the final one I want to do. What's up, Venom Snake? How you doing? I know what I'm going to do for my last run. This will be the last one we do, because I actually want to play games today. Okay. So we're going to do VSync on. Okay. Full ray tracing, medium. All right? So we're going to do medium ray tracing, VSync on. Because then it's the best of both worlds. We'll have almost full almost full ray tracing, but we will also hopefully not have the screen tearing. So let's see how this looks. This might be what we do. We're not going to get the torch reflection, though. That's pretty upsetting to not have a torch reflecting. That might be a game breaker. I don't know. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Solid 60. Am I seeing any screen tearing? Oh, no, I don't think I am. I don't think I'm seeing any screen tearing this time. I think the VSync has fixed that issue. No, there was still some. There was still some. Even with the VSync on, I just saw some screen tearing. Oh, man, really? The VSync didn't do anything then. It was definitely screen tearing. There's some right there in the trees. You can see the screen tearing in the trees. The VSync on doesn't do anything. It hasn't helped at all. It looks exactly the same, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I might have to have VSync, or excuse me, I might have to have ray tracing off if I'm going to play at 4K. The water looks gorgeous, though, right? No, it looks the same to me. I have the VSync on, and I still saw screen tearing twice. You guys are probably seeing it too, right? I saw it, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what the point of the VSync was. It didn't seem to do anything different. It looks... There's screen tearing right there. That's real bad. Whoa, look at the trees on the left. Dude, that's a whole left side of the screen is tearing right now. The whole upper left quadrant of the screen just tore for like a good 5 to 10 seconds. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, you know what? Let's just forget ray tracing. Let's do the final test. Let's just turn the ray tracing off completely. And we'll do full 4K cinematic, no ray tracing. And let's see how it looks. And if there's no screen tearing, that might be how I play it. So let's do that. That'll be our final benchmark. And then we'll purchase now. No, I'm actually already getting it. So I already have it coming. VSync, there's no point. The VSync didn't even do anything. So I'm just going to turn it off. There's no point in having it. And then graphics, we're just going to turn the ray tracing off. Okay, there you go. We got to restart to do that. Okay. This will be the final test. Shout out to... Oh, nice. The person who donated my PC has just tipped me $5. Thank you so much. He says, I'm catching your stream and I'm glad to see you're actually messing around now with the settings. I hope the PC's working well for you. It is. If you didn't see, like, this just outperformed what everyone just thought it was going to do. People thought I was going to have to, like, really limit. No, this PC's a beast. It's outperforming everyone's expectations here. It looks like if I want, I can play at 4K. I just have to basically not have ray tracing because it's creating screen tearing. We even enabled the VSync and they were still screen tearing with the ray tracing on. So we're gonna do our final test here. 4K cinematic, no ray tracing. And we're gonna see how it looks. Derek, yes, I already said I would see you later tonight. Dude, relax. All right. All right, so this is it. Full 4K, cinematic, no ray tracing at all, but basically everything else maxed, and no VSync because I don't think we'll need the VSync because I don't think it's going to screen tear without the ray tracing. Centronics, how are you? Welcome to the stream. All right. I can already tell you this is looking much better. It's smoother. I see a little bit of screen tearing at the top. There was a little bit. The water still looks fine. I mean, you don't see the transparency in the water like you did with the ray tracing. There's definitely less screen tearing. There is some. There is some still. It's not as bad as it was with the ray tracing on, though. Yeah, there's still some. All right, so here's the deal. If I do 1080p, I can go up to 120 frames, full ray tracing, amazing performance, right? I could do 4K, but if I do 4K, I'm going to have some screen tearing no matter what. Like, right now, I don't see any, but there was some. It seems unavoidable that there's going to be screen tearing. So I guess that's the question. Like, what's more important? If you want to know the truth, I think the smoothness and the response is more important. So I think I might just do 1080p, 120 hertz, 120 frames, full ray tracing, maxed cinematic. You know what I mean? I think that's more important to me. I do. I just think it's more important to me. They're screen tearing right there on the left. We saw no screen tearing at 1080p, to be clear. We never saw any screen tearing at 1080p whatsoever. It was none. So, all right. So, honestly, out of these benchmarks, I hope you enjoyed this. Something I've never done before. It's good to know I can do 4K, but for a game like this, since I'm going to want the least response time and I'm going to want graphic fidelity, I think I like the 1080p, full 120 hertz with everything on, cinematic, ray tracing. I think that's the way to go. It's nice I can run it at 4K, but I don't want screen tearing happening all over when I'm in the middle of fights. That's going to actually, like, be very distracting. So, and that's my rig, you know, with the 4070 Ti super card there. I guess there we go. I guess we'll see. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this benchmark test of Black with Wukong. I'll be playing the game next week right here on DSPGaming. I hope you'll join me for it. Let me know what you thought. Leave some comments. What do you think about the performance of this game on my PC? Let me know. All right. Thanks a lot, everyone.